Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to today's video. On the day that's being recorded, it is Halloween 2025. That's right, it's October 31st of 2025. Time is around 20 till 8 o'clock. Trick-or-treating is over, as far as I know of. Temperatures around in the, I guess in the 40s and 50s, somewhere around there. And, well, I'm heading to work. And it's going to be a long night. But there's also going to be a lot of cops out for quite a number of reasons. One, it is Halloween. Because, you know, it's a holiday like that where there's a lot of mischief going on. And a lot of delinquents are going to be, you know, out and about. Whether drunk, high, or whatever. Two, it's the end of the month. And, you know, all the cops gotta make sure they meet their monthly quota. Although I thought that there was a law passed somewhere. I don't know if it was Congress or here in Ohio, making it illegal for cops to pull people over just to meet their quota. I can't really remember, but it's something along those lines. So, here's the thing. Work is probably going to be kind of I already can feel like it's going to, you know, drag. But, you know, it's whatever. And it's also going to suck. Because, you know, I'm at work and it's a holiday. A holiday that a lot of people like to get drunk on. And, you know, I don't really care much for group gatherings for holidays as much anymore as I used to as a kid and teenager. But, you know, I'm almost to the point to where I just don't really care for big social gatherings where people can have fun. I don't know why, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I threw a sole for one of my shoes away, and it feels weird. And I want to get rid of these shoes, but they're my quick, easy, regular slip-on shoes. Sorry about that. There was a lot of banter going around me, and that banter was from young, small children. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of dumb people coming into the ER, so it's gonna be flooded in with people. I don't even know what. It's not even a half moon. Well, it looks a little more than a half. But yeah, it takes the moon about 30 days to go around the Earth. While in turn, we take 365 days to go around the sun. While the sun is just shooting out, flying out into, into space. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of craziness, I think. But also, ironically, today is also my sister's baby dad's birthday. Yeah, he was born on Halloween. So he's going to be up to some mischief. I already hear a lot of sirens. I haven't been outside for 10 minutes. Oh my god. It's gonna be a hell of a night. And also, tomorrow also is the 1st of November. Which, yes. As far as I know, SNAP benefits are gonna be shut down, all because of the shutdown. And just so you guys know, the current longest shutdown lasted 35 days, which 35 days from October 1st is actually, it would be Tuesday. Yeah, 35 days will be Tuesday, which is election day. But also there is, and 36 will be Wednesday. So if the shutdown lasts until Wednesday, then that means that the two longest shutdowns, it's already at the point where the two longest shutdowns in American history are both under the Trump regime. Which is, in my eyes, is kind of funny and a little hypocritical. Because I think back in like 2013 or something like that, Trump made a comment saying that whoever is president of the United States during a shutdown is the only one to blame. Well, and he's had that happen twice. And the fact of the matter is that it's weird that we've had government shutdowns almost every year since 1976. So for almost the last 50 years, we've had some form of a government shutdown. Why? I don't know. I'm sure the founding fathers didn't have anything in mind about the government about having any form of a government shutdown. And, up until the two real long shutdowns under the Trump regime, the longest that any shutdown has went is I think like 2 weeks at most. The shortest being just a couple hours or like a day or two. And also the fact that the government's been shut down for an entire month. And House Speaker Republican Mike Johnson has refused to swear in a Democrat in a district in Arizona where she was overwhelmingly elected by at least 3/4 of the district's population to fill her father's seat after he died, all just because that way he can prevent the release of the Epstein files. Because he knows that if that ever happens, Trump is going to veto it. But here's something that Speaker Johnson forgot about. Congress has the power to override vetoes. Which means that if the 218th signature was to go on schedule, it would have forced the House would have passed it by a simple majority, and then the Senate could have passed it by a simple majority. It goes to Trump's desk. He vetoes it. And then after he vetoes it, it'll be sent back to the House, in which they will more than likely have some form of a override attempt. But according to the Constitution, in order for a bill to be overridden by a presidential veto, it has to be approved by 2/3 of both houses. Which means that for the House, you need at least 290 in favor. And in the Senate, at least 67. And if the override passes in both houses, then it becomes law. And the president doesn't even need to say anything else to that. But, it's kind of whatever, honestly. But also, there's a special election going on Election Day in Texas. Well, that's why you were stopping. You were waiting for me to cross. But yeah, there's a special election in Texas for the House. Because the seat was held by a Democrat, and will probably more than likely will it more than likely probably will be held by a Democrat. But problem is that there's a bunch of candidates on the ballot. So it's probably going to end up running into a runoff election, meaning the top person of each party, which there's technically 4 for that seat, a lot of Democrats, a lot of Republicans, 2 or 3 independents, and 1 Green Party. So the Green Party candidate will probably more than likely be going to the runoff. But between who will join that person for the Democrats, Republicans, and the independent, that's up to people in the district in Texas to decide. And apparently it's 8 o'clock now. I think what I'm probably gonna do, I know I just recorded a commentary for it, but I had to stop twice. Well, for one, because of time and to see how much was left. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and kind of redo the commentary for part 9 of Crystal. Oh yeah, since I can now officially say that, that's the game I'm doing. In which the second episode of it went up today. I don't know. I'm gonna be so busy the next couple of years that I don't know if I'll even have time to be doing YouTube as much anymore. Because I got some big ambitions I want to fulfill for at least 50 years. Okay, you're turning. Cool beans. Hop over here to the side here. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Halloween parties going on around here in town. I probably should have just stuck to just doing the bios instead. That way those were done. And I can just do the commentary of the episode tomorrow. And I'm not going to spend any more money until tomorrow. But I'm going to be spending cash. But here's the thing. According to the Christmas diehards, the Christmas season officially begins October 1st. In my eyes, no. October 1st, pretty much all of October is Halloween season. So I would say at least go until about, at least until 6 or 7 a.m. on November 1st. to celebrate the Halloween season. And then there's also the other Christmas diehards that think that Christmas officially starts November 1st. Well, guess what? Wrong again. To me, from November 1st up until maybe the last, or at least until the weekend after Thanksgiving, you know, Black Saturday and Black Sunday, for, you know, the weekends, that weekend's, you know, Black Friday shopping. That is Thanksgiving season. But the way how I like to calculate when the Christmas season officially begins for me is after the most recent Thanksgiving meal you have, whether it be on Thanksgiving night, Black Friday, Black Saturday, or Black Sunday. If you have Thanksgiving afterwards, it doesn't really fully count. What the hell? That's gotta be like illegal. It has to be. And also, there's a handicapped guy with an actual flashlight, and I'm just sitting here like, there's no way in hell that's legal. I couldn't say it out loud because the guy was just, you know, right there. That's really not necessary. Makes someone think that it's actually a gun going off. But yeah, going over some of the things that are going to be on the ballot for the election this year. Here in my hometown, we're voting for a new city council. Let's see here. There are some governor races in some states that will definitely serve as the first real test to Trump's popularity, which is slowly plummeting every day. And then there's the main one that everyone's watching, the mayor election in New York City, between the Democrat Zohran Mamdani, the independent and former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, and the Republican, I can't remember what the guy's name is, but it's definitely not going to be when was the last time a Republican was mayor of New York City? I actually don't know. It's just always been I think it's always been Democrat. Although the only one with good state and wide name recognition for the mayor of New York City is Andrew Cuomo. Alright, we're heading into downtown. Okay, now my shoe feels a lot loose for some reason. Okay, that's why it feels real loose. It somehow got untied. So I'm gonna deal with it later. Doing what I do best and putting off stuff until it's absolutely necessary. So yeah, next year, obviously it's the big midterms. It'll be based on I will have to kind of start really cooking with what I want my predictions to be, because as you all know, every other year I follow who will be the main party control of both houses of Congress, and alternating between who the next president will be or who the next governor of Ohio will be. Well, last year was president. Next year, it's the governor's turn. Yep. The current incumbent governor, Mike DeWine, is term limited because the Ohio governor can only serve for 2 terms, consecutive or not, just like the president. And Mike DeWine was elected in 2018 and re-elected in 2022. So in 2026, we're going to be voting for a new governor. But the thing is that there is we haven't had the primaries yet, but there are 2 main candidates, one on each side. For the Republican, we have the Indian man, Vivek Ramaswamy, who I personally hate. Only for the fact that he's so much in line with Trump that it's scary. I mean, he's literally acting like a, what's the Nazi equivalent of that? Of a governor? Oh yeah, I remember now. A Gauleiter. Yeah. He's trying to be Trump's Gauleiter for Ohio. And then for the Democrats, we have former head of the Ohio the Department of Public Health, and especially during COVID, Amy Acton. And since not too long ago, current Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel said that he wasn't going to run for governor. It's definitely going to make me lean a certain way for who I want to be the next governor. And the thing is that if you want to be technical, Ohio has never actually technically voted for a female governor, but we have had one female governor for only like not even 2 weeks, because the incumbent like resigned or something, and it was just before the successor could be sworn in or something. It was something like that. But yeah. So yeah, literally took over like a day or two left of 1998 and served up until about January 11th of 1999. So yeah, about 12 days. That was the last time Ohio had a female governor. And we did talk about her on the channel. Let's see here. I know people are gonna probably point out that yes, I have a shoe that needs tied. But honestly, that's the least of my worries right now. Oh, I don't know. Did I work on Halloween last year? I actually don't remember. But I am getting very close to my 3-year work anniversary. And to this day, it is the job I've had for the longest in terms of continuation time. Like, it most definitely beat the on and off thing with McDonald's. And I've worked at quite a few McDonald's over the years. Hell, I've worked at all 3 of them here in town at one point or another. But soon that'll be the end of my frivolous career change, because I went from being a radio operator, at a radio station. You guys remember me working at the station 7 years ago. And then I worked over at Taco Bell for a couple months. Then got a job working at a window factory. I was there for a few months. Then I quit. Worked at Speedway for a little bit. And got into Walmart for a couple months. And then there was let's see here. Then there was, what was after that? And I went back to McDonald's. And then I came to the hospital, where I'm still at to this day. Yeah, because I started working the day of the 22 midterms. In which it went from a Democrat trifecta from 2021 up until, well, 2023, in which the Republicans controlled the House by a bare margin, and the Democrats still controlled the Senate. They even gained like 2 or 3 seats. But yeah, hopefully starting in 27, I will start a transition into a career field that I would like to stay in for the rest of my life. It's only very few people in my everyday life knows about it. That number was 2, but I wanted to keep it at that until more information happened and it was more official. And then I felt guilty about it and stayed to myself for 3 days. While also in the process of refusing to go over to a Halloween party yesterday. So yeah, I won't speak to said person unless they speak to me first. So yeah, the ball for them is in their court. Okay. It's probably close to around 8:30 now. At least I think it is. Oh, I didn't plug in my speaker. Well, looks like it'll have to wait until looks like I'll have to wait until I get home. You know what else I didn't grab? I didn't grab another shirt in case I sweat this one out. Because usually when I have to walk to work, I always have an extra shirt just in case if I sweat real bad in the one I'm currently wearing. God damn it. Okay. Note to self. When recording commentary for a Pokemon, for a gaming episode for my gaming channel, do not start commentating. If it's over an hour long, do not start at 6 o'clock. If it's under an hour, have at it. But also, the thing is that I don't know. But yeah, going back to my predictions for the midterms next year between who will control both houses of Congress and who will be the next governor of Ohio. These are just preliminary predictions. Again, we're about a year out for the midterms. But I'm leaning towards Amy Acton as governor. Because at least she has governmental experience and Ramaswamy does not. Bro's car smelled like dank. Let's see here, the house. I think it'll be I'd say it's gonna be a decent Democrat majority. I'm gonna say by at least like 10-15 seats. So at least like the numbers as it was like before Trump. You know, when a party actually controlled more than 230 seats. And in the Senate, it'll flip over to the Democrats, but just slightly by. So pretty much what the current party makeup of the Senate, flip the parties around, and that's why I think it's going to be. It's going to be a 53-47 kind of thing, but in favor of the Democrats. Which means that we are going to have a Democratic Congress in the last 2 years of a Trump presidency. But of course, you know, they won't be sworn in until early January of 2027. Now, if this new career shift for me succeeds, is that even legal? I don't even think that's legal. But anyways, if it succeeds in 27, I may need to retire from YouTube. Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And also I heard here recently, within the last week or so, that the city is like close to being bankrupt. We're coming up pretty close up to the hospital. I mean, we're almost to work. I did get a message, so I'm gonna end the video off and we're gonna see what exactly it is. So, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next episode or next video, whatever comes up. I don't know what it will be, but just stay tuned for the next video, whatever it is.